What's up everyone? Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've talked about this. If you haven't noticed, I've moved. I am now in Los Angeles and I'm super excited to be here. But I told myself the first video that I'm going to do while here is my Accutane month 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 7 video. So I'm gonna call it my overall Accutane experience video. Okay, so here's me about to edit my Accutane video. And I just wanted to record this little bit at the beginning because I don't really necessarily like the format of this video, but I do feel like I have a lot of the information in it. But I also wanted to put this at the beginning because this is truly like what I feel like while Accutane is affecting me. And sorry, I just feel so sick, and yesterday my stomach hurt so bad, and I literally have 8 more days left of this drug, and I feel emotional, and I talk a little bit about it in this vlog that I'm going to be posting after Accutane. But I think the biggest thing is just the shape of my face. Okay, this is even more past editing me, yelling at other editing me. It also may or may not have put me indirectly in the hospital. So that's a little bit more of a pressing issue as to why the last few months of my life has been a little bit more interesting. But I'm gonna focus on my face, apparently, for my main issue right now. So yeah. All right, here's even more editing me. I'm off Accutane, woohoo! And look, my skin is clear. Oh my God, it's bright. My skin is clear, and I just wanted to say that all the side effects that I am reporting in this video have pretty much gone away. And the biggest thing I wanna say is I think I was like severely depressed on this drug. Like you can tell like in the way I am acting that I am not okay. The fact that they put 14-year-olds like on this medication genuinely scares me. I remember the first day that I got off Accutane, that was like a week ago. Like I would say like 1/8 of my brain was working while on this drug. So that, screw whatever that girl's saying, whoever that is, I don't know who that is. It's not my face. It's not my stomach, even though my stomach is a huge side effect that sucked while I was on this drug. Skip ahead to this part, wherever I'm gonna link, to hear about my stomach. But skip a part to this part I talk a little bit about how it affects my emotions and stuff like that. But now being off the drug, oh my God, I was not myself on this drug, and still I feel like I'm like slowly getting it out of my system. But I can definitely say I was depressed while on this drug, and I can definitely say that I was not myself. So know that going into this drug, and know that all of these side effects that I talk about have now pretty much gone away. I'll post an even more post Accutane video, but from here up my face has gone a little bit more back to normal. I can feel that like this part is still going back to normal, but my stomach, I can eat fine now without puffing up and looking pregnant. I still can't believe I'm literally putting these pictures in this video. It's so ugly. I swear to God, I don't look like that anymore. And then also, oh, okay, so yeah, I don't know, just watch the video. But if you want to know my top side effects that were horrible, it was my emotions. I was literally depressed. My stomach literally put me in the hospital. And then my face, which apparently today, whenever I was filming this video, I was really being affected that my face was bad because this is what I chose to focus on. Anyways, cue the rest of the video. Bye. The way my body's reacting to it, it's actually been really, really horrible. Like, I don't know what else to even say or do, but I'm gonna post more like segmented videos of all the information that's in this big long Accutane video, just because I know so many of you have wanted me to do this Accutane video, and trust me, like I've wanted to too, but it's just like I don't think I can even express like how much this drug has actually affected me. And you know, I've had to just kind of make do, but the amount of times I've felt so sick and just not myself the last 7 months, it's been a lot. And like if you see right now, like my skin is super shiny because I obviously have a lot of moisturizer on, but like my lips are a lot, here let me face the light, wow that's bright, but like my face is super red, it's always red, super puffy. I don't know if you can tell, and I pulled up, this is in my next vlog, I'm gonna turn the camera on. So this is in my next vlog, you can literally see it in my face right here. Like I swear to God, I have lost weight since being on this drug, but I look like I've gained 15 pounds, and it's hard for me to work out, and it's just this vicious cycle of, you know, me being afraid to eat because my stomach like puffs up when I eat, and you know, I have a lot of like, I don't know, just like really weird symptoms that I Google everything. I've been to a ton of different doctors. I kind of explained the timeline a little bit more in this video, but just kind of all hell broke loose on this drug the last few months. So I wanted to put in a little excerpt at the beginning of this video of what it looks like when like I truly am feeling super sick from Accutane. And yeah, because the rest of this video is shot when I forgot to take my Accutane the night before, so I didn't look, you know, as affected by it. And I want to be as real with you guys as possible, and since I only have 8 more days left on the drug, you know, I wanted to make sure I filmed while I was still on the drug. But it has been making it really hard for me to film. I do accredit a lot of as to why I'm not posting right now, because I don't like, as vain as it is, I don't like the look of my face right now. Like why would I want to look at it like through a viewfinder right now, or editing or whatever, and like it's almost trading one thing in for another. It's like I traded, you know, my acne in for like, I don't recognize my face right now, and like I know I seem crazy into like everyone out there that's gonna comment like, like this is such a minute problem, like you're doing it to yourself, like da 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 da. Like yeah, I get that. Okay, I didn't choose to be born with acne or like have this issue, and like I'm doing my best to solve it. And so it's just trading this other temporary thing for another temporary thing, and like it's just really know that like going into taking this drug, like if I would have known all the risks that I'm sitting here knowing now, I still would go through with it. That's the other thing, excuse me, is like I feel like a zombie. Like I genuinely feel like a zombie. Like it affects your mental state, and I'm gonna do a whole video on that too. And I mention it in like my vlogs and stuff, but there's literally been times where I just truly like am not myself, and I don't feel like I can think clearly, and it just is super like brain fog. Like you guys can tell, like I'm struggling to come up with words right now because it is affecting me so much. I don't want to be around people. Like I know it's Accutane, and I know in my heart like that's like it's not me, but it's also just made this transition to moving to LA so much harder. And I've already kind of had like some stuff happen since moving here, and you know, I am really grateful for my life here. Like I am so grateful, and like every day I wake up and I feel like I almost don't like necessarily deserve all this. Like I have like the apartment of my dreams, you know, in the city I've always wanted to be in, but you know, there has been times where I felt super alone. The Accutane's made it even worse. I will post this in my first vlog, but I quit my corporate job in 3 days. My grandpa died last week. There's just been a lot going on, and more than anything, I want to be creating, and I want to be doing what I came here to do. I want to be writing, I want to be creating videos, and you know, doing all the stuff that I love. But I feel like every time that I like stand up and get ready to do something, like I just like keep falling on my face. So I guess this is kind of just I'm just I'm trying to say that like every person that graduated, like I'm sure you're going through similar things, and whether you're on Accutane or not, if you found my channel, know that like I am experiencing these things too. Sorry, that has like nothing to do with Accutane, but I guess that's the reason why I haven't posted anything recently. And I mean, even before all of this was happening, I was traveling and I got caught up with my life, and I probably could have posted, sorry, it's so loud. I probably could have posted, you know, month 3 and month 4, but then it was like month 4, month 5 is when everything like got really bad with Accutane. So I tried to explain it the best I could in this video, but it's kind of just a really long mess of me trying to format it the best I could. But I'm going to break this down and do separate videos. So keep your eye out for that, and keep your eye out for my chapter 1 of reality here in Los Angeles vlog, which I'm also working on. Yeah, I'm excited to be back whenever that is, but for now I'm just still kind of just trying to do my best. So all right, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'm so sorry it took so long. Bye. So this is going to be a bit of a longer video. If you're considering going on Accutane, I don't want to scare you. I guess that's been my main reason as to why I haven't filmed this video yet, just because I quite literally have 10 more days of this drug, and then I will know a lot more as to what my side effects are and aren't. I want to start out by saying that this drug can and will change your life. It changed mine in a lot of really positive ways, but also in some negative ways, and I'm going to talk about both. I also want to say that Accutane is a very powerful drug that will affect everyone differently. So just because I experienced all these things doesn't mean that you're going to experience them. No matter what, it's a huge decision that you need to make. And I remember being in your shoes, searching every video on the internet. I was on every forum. I was on every God knows what, looking for answers. I was looking for someone to tell me whether I should or should not go on this drug. And at the end of the day, no one can tell you whether or not you should go on this drug. You need to weigh the possible consequences and the, you know, rewards of having done this drug and this procedure. And honestly, if I had to go back and see if I would do it again, I would say I would, but I could never have imagined what side effects and costs that I had to pay because of this experience, if that makes sense. So that being said, I want to get right into the video. I wrote down notes because I don't want to miss anything, because this is a really, I know a lot of you want this video. So, okay, so Accutane cleared my skin. So that's the first thing, that it is life-changing. If you look at my skin, there is absolutely nothing on my skin. There hasn't been for a really long time, other than here and there, like one, I don't know, 1 or 2 zits here and there. I have been clear since month 2. It is now month 7. So I left off with you guys at month 3, which was March. So I started in January, and then I had February. Month 3 was March. My March, to give you a little bit of an idea of what my March looked like, I will throw it up on the screen right now, hopefully for like a hot second. It was absolute madness. It was so crazy. I was traveling every weekend, sometimes midweek. I was across the country. I was in Miami, I was in LA, I was in Coachella twice. Like, no, that was in April. But April to May, I had no time to record any videos. I was hardly recording for my own week-to-week channel, let alone Accutane and, you know, getting ready for festival advice, all that kind of stuff. So I was really struggling with, you know, balancing my school. I worked, like, my social life, my personal life, and on top of it, I didn't necessarily feel like I needed to talk about Accutane at this time, because genuinely nothing much was happening during month 3. Nothing really changed, you know, everything was fine. I definitely did some things to myself, I guess. I say very early on in this series that I decided not to drink while on Accutane, And that was a choice that I think was very beneficial in a lot of ways for me, because if you want to drink on Accutane, know that your side effects are gonna get so much worse. Like, I attribute a lot of why my side effects were so mild to me deciding not to drink very early on in this process, and know that if you do drink, you're not gonna die. I have drank now while being on this drug. I drank for graduation. I've now been having, you know, a glass of wine or something casual here and there the last couple of months, and I'll get into that, but you're not gonna die, basically. And I think the reason as to why I stopped drinking and, you know, going out with my friends and stuff like that, I don't think it was necessarily fully an Accutane issue. It was more so I wanted a break. Like, I used Accutane as an excuse to kind of stop drinking. I went to the University of Arizona, where, you know, its reputation precedes itself. Like, it is a highly active school in the nightlife and the parties and the what so be it. And I knew I was making this move to Los Angeles, and I have a lot of creative stuff that I like working on that doesn't necessarily include going out and stuff like that. And so I think I used Accutane as an excuse to stop drinking, and I mean, it was better for me. It's really dangerous kind of to drink on Accutane because it does affect your body, but then again, that being said, it's not gonna kill you. I drank normally for my graduation, which was in month 5, which was May. And that was only the 3rd time I had drank while on Accutane, only because I tested it. I know that sounds silly, but I had not drank for 5-6 months-ish, no, 4 months, 4.5 months. I had not touched alcohol. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna be like a walking zombie for my graduation, because that would have just been really bad. So we tested it, me and my friends. I had like a couple of drinks on Dead's Day Eve, which was, if you go to a university, and I don't know if other universities have this, but it's the last day of school, so everybody goes out and you don't have school the next day, because then the next day is finals. So I tested drinking that night, and I didn't outdo myself or anything. I had 2 glasses of champagne, and I tried my first trendy, what is it called? The things that come in a can. White Claw. I had my first White Claw, but I didn't finish it. I had like that much, and I decided I don't really like them very much. So that's pretty much it. That's all I drank. And I wasn't sober, but I wasn't necessarily drunk or anything like that. Like, if I had to explain drinking on Accutane, it's just a little bit different it's just different. Like, I remember on graduation, I was never out of control. I was never, you know, falling all over the place or anything like that, but I was definitely, you know, intoxicated. It was my graduation, but it was just kind of a different experience while drunk. Like, time kind of wasn't exactly clear. Like, I remember everything from graduation, but it was just definitely a different kind of drunk. Like, you're drinking on a medication, it's gonna be different. I wouldn't highly recommend it. I woke up the next morning, and of course I was really hungover. Like, if you drink on Accutane, it's gonna make it so much worse. So I had a really bad day the next day, but did it, graduated, congratulations, I don't know. So that's pretty much all I have to say about drinking on Accutane, is that I tried, and I still do now. I'm actually going out tonight, and the only reason I am drinking is, it's so weird, but this is something I need to get into later in the video, but I'm having really bad issues with like water retention and my body holding on to the water that I drink, and I think it's because of Accutane. And alcohol dehydrates you, and so it helps with this side effect. I don't necessarily feel worse in the mornings anymore. Like, it is the weirdest thing. Like, that's why I've been so afraid to make this video, is because I genuinely don't think anybody else is gonna have these side effects with Accutane. I don't know why these last 3 months I have been affected by it so weird, and I cannot wait to be off of this drug to see if these are actually side effects or if my body is just going crazy. So let's rewind. I'm gonna go through all of the months and kind of tell you a little bit as to what happened. So month 2, I was still with you guys. You can go back to that video. I'll link it below or whatever, or above. And I recorded every single day, and that's when I noticed my face was getting puffy. And you know your face, like you know what your face looks like. You've had your face for a long time, obviously. Wow, that was really dumb to say, but like you above anyone else is gonna notice when your face changes. And then the next people to notice are gonna be the ones that are close to you. And I remember my best friend at school, we were studying in the library, and I walked up to her and she noticed there was something different about my face. And this was after I recorded, I think it's like Inside My Mind of a College Grad or whatever. In that video, after I shot that video, I remember looking at it and thinking, oh my God, like, am I gaining weight? Or am I, like, what's going on with my face? And because I've noticed before that, like, you know, it was just a little puffy. Like when you're on Accutane, you're gonna look a little different because you have a lot of stuff going on underneath your skin. And you know, your lips are a little bit more chapped or whatever, so be it. But like genuinely my face and my jawline were not the same at all. And so I remember thinking in my head that day, I was like worried, am I gaining weight? Am I, you know, what am I doing differently? You know, like, is this Accutane? I don't really know. And I remember I went to the library to go study with my friends, and Karis, my best friend, she said this was a topic later on, we talked about it, but she noticed that day too, and she looked at me to look and see if I had gained weight, and she had noticed, like, no, like Aspen hadn't gained weight, like it's just something with her face is off, something is different. And I will attach a video now of me in November when I was healthy. So I don't know if any of you have watched my other videos, but I did struggle with an eating disorder for 2 years while I was in university, and for this change to happen, I'm very hypersensitive to. But also I've been working really hard to be healthy, and like now I can say with confidence that I am healthy, but I'm not necessarily practicing anything that I will continue practicing after Accutane. I'll get into this because the drug really has messed with my stomach, I think. But at this point in time, in November, I was healthy and my face was a lot more angular. It just looked differently. I've been asked if I got my lips done. Like it is a difference. It's been a very slow and gradual difference, but there has been a change in my face, which has been one of the most not endearing, but like worst side effects on my psyche, especially while moving and meeting new people and stuff like that. Like I quite literally feel like all I talk about is Accutane, because not only, I'll get into this, I keep trying to jump ahead because like the last month of being on this drug has just been a lot. So yeah, so month 2, I noticed the first signs of me being puffy in my face, but it was just in my face. And then I also, by not drinking and, you know, using this drug kind of as an excuse to stop that lifestyle, I definitely turned more from being severely extroverted into severely introverted. So this meant I spent a lot more time on my own. The drug does mess with your moods and your emotions a little bit. So I think that this was starting to come into play as well, very minorly in month 2. But I kind of did this to myself with the whole introvert to extrovert thing, where it was my choice to stop drinking. So if you go on Accutane, this isn't necessarily a choice that you have to make too, but it is something that I decided for myself. And, you know, it did change my life a little bit. It has changed kind of who I am, or who I've been able to be in the past 7 months. And it's been really hard because, you know, for a long time I was known as the girl that was like the first one to, you know, speak up or like be right there, right in the middle of the action. But when, you know, you don't feel like your face is, you know, like even down to like that being like a little thing, like if you don't feel like you look like yourself, if you don't feel like yourself, if you feel like you can't be included in everything that everybody else is doing, you're not going to be the first one to be, you know, talking in a room full of people, or necessarily even going into a room full of people. You know, I wanted to be on my own. Like I didn't want to be around everything. So that was kind of starting in month 2. Month 3 is what I talked about when I said I had a crazy travel month. So Accutane, you can travel on it. It's a little bit, I was very meticulous in when I was taking my Accutane and with how much fat I was taking with it. I was very good at this. I remember even at Ultra Miami, like I would sneak in Justin's peanut butter, like the little packets of peanut butter, or RX bars or Soviet, like just the little packets of peanut butter to take my Accutane with at like the exact right time. I was drinking water like crazy. Like I was in the sun and I got kind of like severely, like, it's not even like burns, it's like eczema that shows up on your skin when you're in the sun for too long, or at least for me. But I was super careful with everything. Like I was so meticulous about it, and by having to be that meticulous about a drug that you're on also kind of excludes you from being normal, or for me to be an extrovert or like just be who I really am. You know, I'm always constantly thinking about, you know, what I can and cannot be doing right now, and like the whole emotions thing like still is like an underlying thing for me. Like looking back, it was probably messing with my emotions and I didn't quite realize it yet, but it was very possible to travel while on the drug. So I made it through month 3 traveling, doing everything, and that's when nothing really happened severely with the appearance of my skin, my actual, sorry, side effect, extremely thirsty. Nothing too severe happened with the appearance of my actual skin. So it wasn't like I felt super pressured to make an Accutane video. So that's kind of what started me not filming these videos. So month 4, which was April, this is when things got really messed up. So I was doing great up until month 4. So that's when I started to notice my mood was getting affected. This was after, it was, I'm trying to think of like when I first started to notice my mood, but like I have a really good comparison as to what it feels like when you're on Accutane, when you're being affected. If I have any Harry Potter fans watching, the next 2 side effects are very easily explained by Harry Potter. I think it's in the second to last movie, and then the last book. When they're like chasing Horcruxes or whatever, and Ron has the Horcrux, like the necklace around his neck, and he ends up leaving Ron and Hermione, or well, Harry and Hermione, and has like an emotional breakdown pretty much, and like he ends up leaving, but it's like that low, like underlying feeling of just something you can't control. Like I'll link the video hopefully and like figure it out. This is what it feels like to be on Accutane. I don't know if I don't figure it out. Okay, if I don't figure it out, it's like this like underlying like buzzing or like humming of emotion, and it's just this, it's not you, it's something that's affecting you, and you end up lashing out and doing things because of this underlying thing that's just like constantly humming in the back of your head, kind of. That's at least like the closest thing I can use to explain what it feels like to actually be on the drug. And then also a good representation of what it feels like to be on Accutane is when Hermione, when they get like snatched or whatever at the end of the second to last movie, and then in the last book, she curses Harry or whatever, and like the guy picks him up and he's like, "What happened to you, ugly?" And like his face is all puffed up. That's genuinely what it feels like right now. Even like today I'm having a good day because I actually forgot to take my Accutane last night. Go me, I'm adding another day. But that's genuinely what it feels like with your face while on Accutane, like, or at least for me, that's what I felt like. It's just like not me. I don't look the same. And today, like, I really wish I would have taken it last night because today's actually a better day-ish, but still like not anywhere close to what my face used to look like, which hopefully that reverses itself, or else I'm really gonna freak out. So yeah. So those were 2 things, like my emotions, sorry, I wrote notes. My emotions and my face puffiness were 2 things that I really started to notice in month 4. And then my really bad side effect happened at the end of month 4. I can remember this very clearly. It was right after weekend 2 Coachella. That week was when my stomach started acting up. And when I say that this has been the hardest experience in my life, I mean that this is one of the hardest experiences I've ever had to go through in my entire life. I have had eating disorders in the past, and this definitely played with my psyche and my, I don't know, just this really tested me, because when I got back from weekend 2 Coachella, my stomach, no matter what I ate, it didn't matter if it was like 5 almonds or if it was like a little chunk of salmon or if it was just like anything that like I had been eating. You know, in all of my videos I show like I eat oatmeal every morning. Like I was very healthy with my eating habits, and I had worked really hard to get to that point in my life. But when I came back from weekend 2 Coachella, it started to occur that no matter what I ate, I would just puff up. Like my stomach would genuinely just absolutely puff up, and I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand why. It got to a point where I didn't want to eat anything, because every time I ate something, my stomach would, maybe I'll attach a picture because I know I have one. I don't know if I'm gonna be brave enough to like actually attach it, but it looked like I was pregnant. Like genuinely, I could have been 3-4 months pregnant every time I ate something. And this is in the last month of my college career. Like all of my friends are hanging out with each other. You know, like I go to the University of Arizona where we wear like little crop tops and shorts, and like all of my friends are, I love my friends, they're beautiful girls, but like then there's me who is, I'm used to being able to wear like not skimpy clothes but like normal clothes, and I am, you know, staying home because I genuinely, not only do I not recognize my face, my emotions are not my own. I don't feel like I can do what everybody else is doing at this point. And then every time I eat, like literally even the most minute thing, like I just puff up, and I didn't understand why, and I didn't understand what was going on. And this continued all of month 5, and it got to a point where during month 6 in June, I went to a GI doctor, and they took biopsies of my stomach. They did an endoscopy, colonoscopy. Like I was in the hospital, like literally they were trying to figure out what was going on because they didn't think it was Accutane, and I still to this day don't know if this is Accutane. So that is why I haven't made this video. That is why I don't want to scare you out of taking this drug, because this is something that I feel like is very rare. And of course I went hunting for answers on Google, and you know, I went to my doctors, I went to everything, and you know, some of them say like yes, it could be Accutane, some of them say no, it could not be Accutane. There's no proof as to, you know, if you Google IBD, IBS, like all those kind of problems with stomach stuff, but there's some articles that say yes, like it's linked, and then some people say no, it's not linked. And there's a video that I'll link below of this one dermatologist saying that it's 1 in 10,000 people present with IBD, not IBS, IBD symptoms, which is like Crohn's and other stomach autoimmune diseases. So patients present with these symptoms but don't actually have the disease. It's Accutane somehow. I don't know what her research is. She mentioned some article of in 1986, 87 or something. Like I haven't watched the video in a while, but she said something about 1 in 10,000, and that there was a patient that presented with these symptoms, but then when they were off the drug, it went away. So I guess we'll see if they go away. They've gotten a little bit better the last couple of weeks, only because I changed the time when I'm taking my medicine. I'm supposed to be taking 2 20s twice a day, and instead now I have been taking both of my 20s at the end of the day and then sleeping. So I kind of feel like I get the worst part of like my side effects and like my emotions and stuff like that, and like my stomach problems in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping. So then when I wake up, I don't feel like all that great, but then I have kind of like a clear area during the day of like when I'm not on Accutane, like I'm not, you know, taking it. It's not like, I don't know. And I'm not a doctor. That might not be how it works, and like that might not be a solution at all, but like it's working for me to get me through the last couple of weeks of being on this drug. But then month 7, so month 6, I went to the GI doctor. I didn't want to post because I didn't want to scare people, but now this has been month 7, so this is all of July, and I don't know why my camera just turned off. Okay. I've had a lot of change in my life in month 7. You know, I moved to Los Angeles. Things hadn't necessarily worked out the way that I had imagined them to, which I didn't really imagine them to be anything, but you know, I ended up quitting my job in the first 3 days. Like when I was moving in with my mom, like Accutane was affecting me so much. You'll see it when I post my chapter 1 video of reality, my next series. I talk about it a little bit in there of what I'm feeling like, and it made the experience so much harder because my side effects were at the worst in month 7, and they still kind of are. Today I'm having a really good day because I forgot to take my Accutane last night, but I wrote down kind of a list of what the worst ones are, and it affects my emotions. Like I literally would snap at my mom, which is like so unlike me, and like my mom is an angel. Like she is the most wonderful woman in the world, and like I would catch myself snapping at her, and I would have to stop like and say, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like I don't know what came over me, like I'm pretty sure that's like, it's just like this, you're very irritable, or at least I have been very irritable. I'm not as confident anymore. Like I find myself like second guessing stuff. I find myself caring way more about what people think than ever, which is not like me at all. Like that, if you know me, like I don't really necessarily worry about these things, and I don't know if it's because it's this move to Los Angeles, and I have another video that I talk about that, but achy joint pain, like I haven't really been working out as much. I've been now more so, but like genuinely my back hurts, my shoulders hurt, my joints hurt really bad. I feel like I'm 80 years old. I'm thirsty all the time. It's so weird because the only side effect that seems like heaven, that it hasn't happened to me, is like my face isn't peeling, my lips are okay. Brain fog. My brain fog has been so bad. There's been times where like, I remember my first day, and I talk about this in my chapter 1 reality, is that like I embarrassed myself in my lobby just because I was so foggy from Accutane. Like quite literally I couldn't focus what was going on around me. Like I couldn't, it's so weird. So sinus problems also. I've been taking Sudafed for the past week because my sinuses, I've been waking up and I feel like I have like such a severe cold, and I mean it's helping me, but I'm pretty sure that's Accutane as well. I know in a couple places it lists that as a side effect. Visible water retention is what it's called, and it's a very rare side effect or whatever, but like it's not even just in my face at this point. Like not only is it when I eat, but it's also all the time, like in my limbs and my ankles and my legs and my arms and everywhere. Like there's just water retention. Like I don't look like myself. So not only are my emotions not myself, I feel like there's just like water underneath my skin at all times. And again, like right now, it doesn't feel like it because I didn't take my Accutane last night, but whatever. The only reason I'm even able to like be on it right now and like be making this video is probably because I didn't take my Accutane last night. Confidence, eczema has been a huge thing. Right now it's not, because I've been kind of on it recently, but yeah, so that's kind of like my main side effects. I'm trying to think if I'm missing any others, but basically my stomach and the emotions and the visible water retention has been absolutely the worst side effect for me. And I've scoured Google. Like I have literally typed in so many different times, like trying to find other people who have this side effect, and I haven't really found anyone. So if you are experiencing this side effect, please let me know. This is when I can talk about like the drinking thing. Like I've been having like a glass of wine like here and there, because now that I'm a little bit less afraid of drinking, and I've kind of like proven to myself I could do like the University of Arizona without drinking, or like whatever. Like I don't know what I had to prove to myself in order to do that, but I did. Stupid. But now I have been going out, not like a ton or anything, but I went out once already since moving here, which is not a lot. I've been here for 3 weeks and I've gone out once. But I'm going out again tonight, and I'll probably drink. But I've gone to like dinners, and I've had like a drink or a glass of wine or whatever, and I've noticed it helps with the visible water retention. Like I don't know what it is, but I've noticed it, and like I don't understand it. I'm not a doctor, and like that's the other reason why I was scared to make this video, is because I am not a doctor. I have seen many doctors. They don't really know what's going on with me. I've done different intolerance tests. I've done different God knows what, but basically I won't exactly know what was Accutane and what was just me until I finish these last 2 little boxes of Accutane. If you don't remember what they look like, this is the brand that I'm on, Myrosin or whatever. So yeah, this has been a very long video, and I have been trying to figure out how exactly to do this video. And if you guys want me to do any more videos on this, please let me know. You know, the little subtopics, like if you want me to do Accutane and travel, if you want me to do different things that helped me while on Accutane. I will say right now that Frank body scrub was something that helps with the eczema, I swear to God. Liquid IV is something that has been saving me. It's a hangover cure. But I literally am drinking it right now in my water. Liquid IV, I will link all of these below, is something that's really helped with the dehydration. I'm trying to think. I mean, Aquaphor, obviously. Nasal stuff, like nasal gel, because my inside of my nose has been really dry, has really helped. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or any like minor topics, because this was kind of a lot of information, because I haven't really been filming in the last like 4 months on this subject, please let me know and I will make them. I'm back filming again. I told myself that this would be my first video while in Los Angeles, and I'm super excited to be here, but it has been a roller coaster of events since being here. Yeah, so let me know if you guys want to see anything else. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I know that this is a really long video, but there was just a lot to say and not exactly a good way to say it. I tried to format it the best way I could. I think I covered everything. So yeah, excited to be off, and you know, I am very happy. I am very happy with my skin, and I'm very grateful that I did this. And I know a lot of people who like aren't on Accutane probably halfway through this video would be like, this girl is crazy. Like, this girl is crazy. I would have gotten off immediately. Like, what is wrong with her? Why is she still on this drug? And if you know acne and fighting acne, you know that all of these symptoms in one way or another are better than fighting with acne, honestly. And I struggled with acne for 7 years, and now I am not wearing any makeup right now. And I feel comfortable, you know, doing business with no makeup on. Going out, I don't have to wear foundation anymore. I just wear BB cream. Like, it genuinely has changed my life in that sense. And I guess it is vain and it is stupid, and, you know, like, I shouldn't risk my health or whatever for beauty or whatever, but it's also mental health too, you know. I think that mentally in a month I'm going to be in the best place I've ever been, especially because, you know, like, I committed to this and I got through it, and, you know, at the end of the day, it's something that I have always wanted to do, and I'm really happy that I did it. So yeah. Okay, well, I hope you're all having a great day. If you have any questions, message me, leave in the comments. I know it's really hard for me to answer all of you, but you tend to be answering each other, which is great. There's really is a whole community of people out here struggling with this same problem and even with the same drugs. So yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it. All right, guys, if you don't already have my notifications on, please hit that bell so you don't miss a video. I'm going to be posting a lot in the next couple of weeks because I have a lot of videos filmed and ready to go. I'm super excited. I have a lot of ideas of what I'm gonna do now that I'm not being affected by Accutane anymore. I'm just really ready to start creating and really be here. So yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.